Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Chelsea related video, and today I thought I'd talk about 4 players that in my eyes need to go, whether it be this transfer window or the next. For me, I just feel like they need to go, and they need to go pretty soon as well. It's not that they're bad players or that I dislike them for any reason. In fact, I like them all a lot. But for me, it's more the fact that, you know, obviously they're talented and any player that plays for Chelsea is very talented, but they're just unneeded and we're better off with someone else and we're, better off having the amount of money that they're worth and getting someone else. And let's be honest, Abramovich can splurge. He's happy to spend a lot of money on better players to sort of replace them. So here are 4 players that in my eyes, despite the fact that I actually like them all, I just think need to go. So the first player is Ryan Bertrand, who, in all honesty, hasn't had much of a chance at Chelsea. For me, he's been a really good player whenever he does play, and in my eyes, definitely a quality player. And thing is, he's getting on now. I think he's 23, 24, and I think, the amount of skill that he does possess, I think he needs to go somewhere else. Liverpool were inquiring about him, but because of the whole Victor Moses thing, it doesn't look like that'll be happening. But I think, maybe a club like Fulham or, one of those clubs that, are good but not great, I think is definitely a place where he belongs. A place where he can get game time because, honestly, at Chelsea, he hasn't been treated all that well. But obviously, with the likes of Ashley Cole in the team, it's not exactly going to be easy to get the first spot. And he's just sort of been in the shadows of Ashley Cole. So I think Ryan Bertrand will definitely succeed somewhere else. And perhaps a long-term successor to Ashley Cole would be Luke Shaw as opposed to Bertrand. Bertrand just sort of lacks that ability going forward, and of what I've seen from Luke Shaw, he's definitely the sort of player that I'd like Chelsea to bring in. So let's move on to the next player, which so happens to be Demba Ba. I know that there's going to be at least one striker of Chelsea's that was going to be here. A lot of people would still think Torres should be here, but personally, I think he is a good enough player. Definitely not worth the ridiculous price tag that we bought him for, but he's still a good player, and now that we've got him, we might as well keep him because we won't get much money back from him now, you wouldn't think. Demba Ba, once again, hasn't had that much opportunity here at Chelsea, and there was something about his transfer that never seemed right. As soon as he came here from Newcastle, he just never managed to, get those goals going. He came here on his debut and scored 2 goals against, I believe it was Southampton, but it might be someone else. And at that point, I was really impressed with him, but he just couldn't keep it up, and unfortunately, he hasn't really been able to live up to his really good form at Newcastle. The poor guy really was shining a lot in the Premier League at Newcastle, but now he's really been just overseen and really hasn't been performing too well at all. Honestly, I think Lukaku is going to be our big next striker, and I think it's quite obvious that we all want Mourinho to really bring him back for next season and not loan him out or not sell him, because I really think he's a quality striker and definitely is the sort of striker that's going to succeed in the Premier League. The next player is Kevin De Bruyne. Now, this is a player that, of all these players on this list here, I probably like the most. I really do respect him and appreciate how good he is, but I just feel like Chelsea are sort of just holding him back. Let's be honest, Chelsea's not an easy team to break into the first team squad, and particularly with an attacking team like ours. The amount of attacking midfielders and wingers we have, it's just really hard for De Bruyne to really shine here. Guys like Hazard, Oscar, Willian, Mata, Schürrle, then Moses coming back, and Piazon, and Bruma, and everyone else. There's so many players that he's up against. It's just not easy to break into our squad. However, he's still young, and he's still, we've already seen glimpses, especially when he's been playing for Belgium and when he was on loan last season, that he really is a quality player. And I really disagree with Mourinho not giving him more of a go. And similar to Mata, you feel like these are 2 players that are just, amazing, and anyone could see that they've got such ability, but they've been, haven't been getting that much game time here at Chelsea, and it's just been a bit weird, especially with the whole Mata situation. Seems like, our best player after maybe Hazard, but just really not getting that much game time, which seems a bit unfair. But definitely De Bruyne, I'd like to see him maybe go out on loan or something, but really so that he can play in the World Cup this year, sorry, I can't believe it's 2014, this year. I really think he'll need to go out on loan if he is able to break into the Belgium squad permanently. Definitely a player that I appreciate, and I really want to see him do well. So the last player is Michael Essien. Now, I actually love Essien as well. Definitely a character, and I've always loved him. I don't know what it is about him. He's just awesome. Definitely one of the coolest sort of players that Chelsea have had in a little while. Definitely got a little soft spot for him, but he's really not the same as he was 2 or 3 years ago. He's getting old, let's be honest. He does bring, a fairly strong presence into the team. He's still got a good shot on him, but the sad factor is he's just old. He doesn't really contribute much to the team. Guys like David Luiz in defensive mid has really impressed me. Obviously, we still have Ramirez and Lampard and everyone else. And maybe we will bring in, Nemanja Matic or something like that. But just at the moment, I feel like Mikel Obi is probably the slightly better preference. A lot of people have something against Mikel, but I feel like Essien's just a little bit too old now. And I don't know, maybe I haven't, seen him at his best, in the recent few years, but it just seems like in the last 2 or 3 years, he hasn't really been able to perform as well as he did a few years ago. He did seem to do pretty well on the loan out at Madrid, but just in general, hasn't been all that good since he came back from that loan. So that pretty much is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, players that are on loan like Moses, Kakuta, Marco Marin, and even Courtois have a pretty unclear future at Chelsea. And particularly Courtois, I really want to see him break into the first team squad because he's definitely going to be a long-term successor to Czech. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the players that we should be looking to sell / buy. And thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you guys later.